Hi, I am Diane Mitchke, and I just wanted to say thank you so much for agreeing to teach Integrative Seminar this semester. Um, I know that it's probably been a little bit stressful to not have the materials. Until a week before the class started, but I have been working really hard to try and restructure and revamp this class so that we will hopefully be able to have better results and have students understand what it is that we're asking them to do through this class. So I know that a couple of you may have taught integrative seminar before. It is actually my first time teaching integrative seminar. So I've been learning as I've been going along. Integrative seminar is the last class that our MSW students take prior to graduating. It's a capstone class and it substitutes for a thesis. So basically, this class asks our students to demonstrate their comprehensive understanding of master's level social work practice. And they're using the materials that they've gotten in all of their previous MSW classes and applying them to a client situation of their choosing. Usually, hopefully, from their advanced field internship. So this should be a real client or family or group or agency or community that they've actually worked with, that they'll be writing their paper about. Um, we've restructured the class a bit to make it more standardized. So what I am doing is actually I've created the Blackboard shell that you will be using, and that's what you see here in front of you. So I wanted to explain a little bit about what it looks like. And kind of the components that are here. So I'm sure you're familiar already since you are all instructors and have taught for years for UTA with Blackboard. I've created announcements that are scheduled to go out each week of the semester. You'll see the first one is a welcome message. You are welcome to go in and edit these different announcements if you'd like to. But I tried to make them standard enough that they would actually work for each of you. I didn't, include my name or anything like that. Um, and so you can see that each one is scheduled to go out on Monday morning of that particular session at 6 a.m. And it will stay there for the remainder of the semester. It just kind of gives students a heads up into what they should be looking for that particular week. Um, if you will look on the left-hand side of your screen, I have a link for the syllabus. I've actually uploaded the syllabus there. You'll need to go in and download this document onto your own computer so that you can change the information like your name and contact information there. Other than that, most everything else will be pretty standard. I think Dr. Woody, you're teaching a face-to-face classes, so you may want to adjust your schedule somewhat. But for the online classes, they should be pretty standardized. To give you a look at what the syllabus looks like, well, that's not it. Let's see. Here's the syllabus that I've created. Um, maybe. Let's see. Where are we? Sorry about that. Technical difficulties. Here we are. Okay, so basically what I've done is you can read through the syllabus. You'll see it basically explains the background of the class and how it's a capstone class, and we're wanting our students to demonstrate this knowledge that they've gained through the program. It has a list of student learning outcomes. you'll see that there really aren't any required textbooks for this class um, because they'll be using their previous work from their other classes. This is the course outline, and this is also located on Blackboard as you see under course materials. Um, this gives a description of the assignment and pretty comprehensive instructions as well as an outline to what the paper looks like. Students will be turning in a section of the paper each week of the summer session. The idea behind this is that it forces our students to work on this throughout the course of the semester, rather than waiting until the end and then realizing that there's a problem. So each week of the semester, they'll turn in a section of the paper, and then we as the instructors will provide feedback to them and a score. And if you will look at the very end, sorry about that, let's see, at the very end of this, I've included the grading rubric. And so the grading rubric actually goes through each section of the paper, and this is where you as the instructor will put your comments about that particular section and how many points the student earned for that individual section. So the first section, which is a client system, there are a total of 10 points possible. Then you'll go through and do this for each section. One thing I'd like to point out, and something that's very important for us in terms of reaccreditation through the Council on Social Work Education, is that we have to show that our MSW students are demonstrating advanced practice behaviors according to their specialization. So our specializations are mental health and substance abuse, community and administrative practice, and children and families. So we want to show that they've actually demonstrated advanced practice behaviors in each of these areas. So that's what you'll see underneath this graded portion of the rubric. For each section, we have specialization specific practice behaviors. This purple designates mental health. So the advanced practice behavior for this particular section of the paper for mental health students is listed right here. And you'll see that you'll actually, in the final version of the paper, you'll actually just check whether the student was unsatisfactory or satisfactory in making, in demonstrating the particular advanced practice behavior in this section of your paper. Now, the practice behaviors will not actually be graded with a point total. The point totals are limited to here, as I was talking about before. But we still, for accreditation purposes, still have to report on whether or not our students are actually demonstrating these behaviors in their paper. So that's why there's this section too. And you can see as you go down, each section is listed individually and the point totals vary by section. So that's what that looks like. Back to up earlier in the syllabus, I just wanted to talk for a second about the grading structure. Excuse me. So in terms of the grading structure, the students will turn in each section of their paper individually, and each one is assigned a particular point total. For example, client situation is worth 10 points, whereas social policy is worth 15 points. They'll turn in each of these sections and receive feedback from you as well as a point total. Those points, the points for each of the sections actually total to 100. At the end of the semester, they'll have 2 weeks to incorporate all of the feedback that you've given them into a final paper that is a completed version of their integrated paper, of their integrative seminar paper. And that particular portion is also worth 100 points. So students can earn a total of 200 points in the class. And then you can see how this translates into a letter grade. For integrative seminar, the requirement is, sorry about that, for the integrative seminar, the requirement is actually that students must receive an A, B, or a C to pass the class. If they get a D or an F, they have to repeat the class and they won't graduate. So that's a little bit different than perhaps other classes in our program. The paper needs to be between 20 and 25 double-spaced pages, and it needs to adhere to APA style. Um, I've given approximate page links for each of the different sections, so if the student stays within those estimated page lengths, they should be fine in terms of reaching the uh, the 20 to 25 page limit um, total. So back to Blackboard. If you'll look under course materials, this is where really all of the meat of the class is located. In the introduction to integrative seminar section, you can see that students can read a little bit about the purpose of the paper, tips for success on their paper. And then I've actually created a video which you can delete. If you, I like to do a lot of videos kind of talking about the different sections of the paper, but if you don't want to do that, that's totally fine. So you can just delete that. And then this talks a little bit about plagiarism. So in each of the sessions, there is material that students need to review that provides them a background and an understanding of the particular uh, topic that they're to be writing about. So for example, in the human behavior and the social environment, you can see that there's material here that they can review. There's information about using a critical thinking perspective. And then this section is another folder that contains kind of snapshots of different HBSE theories. So there's a lot of content in here for them to discover. You'll see in each of the sessions, there's also a box that looks like this, and this is actually where they'll click to turn in each section of their paper individually. And that's using Safe Assign so that we can address the issue of plagiarism. So that's basically what the class looks like. There is a discussion board that I posted, a forum just for question and answers. You're welcome to do that in your class as well. I just find it's helpful because most of the time students who have questions, there are many students that have the same questions, and it helps me to avoid sending lots of different emails. So that's kind of just an overview of what this class is going to look like, and I just wanted to hopefully share that with you, and I hope that you'll reach out if you have questions. I'll be touching base with you regularly throughout the summer session to make sure that things are going well. And I want you to see me as a resource for you, and hope that you'll use me as such. So thanks again for being willing to teach the class, and I look forward to working with you this semester.